G'day guys, it's Comet back, and today I'm bringing you a different kind of video. Now you're probably wondering why in the fuck we're looking at what appears to be a cupboard door. Well, if you let me finish, I'm gonna get to that. Today, I am going to show you guys my PC slash gaming setup slash manhole thing. It's a tiny, very tiny room. It used to be a cupboard, which I converted into a gaming setup. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you all soon. Cheers. Like I said, fucking small. This is it, boys and girls, if there's anyone watching. This is Comet Gaming's setup. Now, I'll go through all of my stuff. I don't know the exact models, and I won't be able to tell you exactly what's in the PC, but I will put it in the description. So, we'll start off. Running the 2-monitor setup. That's for my Xbox, that's for my PC. So we've got the BenQ 24-inch and the Samsung 24-inch ultra wide, I believe, although it's not super wide. Great monitors, do everything that I want them to do. Only downside is that the BenQ has a VESA mount, Samsung does not. The guys at Samsung thought, you know what, fuck it, we won't do it, even though every other company does it, we'll do our own thing. Well, I didn't know that until after I bought it, and in order to get it to mount onto the wall, to get it off my desk, to give me some more space, I had to buy this fucking clawy thingy from the UK, which mounts onto the arm and then sort of grasps onto the PC monitor. So, but apart from that, putting that hiccup aside, it's all good, works perfect. Moving on to my mic. Now, obviously just rocking the Snowball, as everyone does, and I just picked up a cheap boom arm, I think from China, from eBay. So it works perfect, I can move it wherever I want. Keyboard. Now this is the Razer Razer Chroma, I believe, or BlackWidow or something, some shit like that. Mouse is the Logitech G502 Proteus Spectre. Excellent mouse, heaps of buttons on it, so it helps with editing, etc. Mousepad is the Razer Fly or something, some shit like that. It's got LED lights on it, etc. And once I turn the lights off, I'll show all that to you guys. Headphones, my PC headphones are the HyperX Cloud 2. Picked them up recently. Awesome quality, feel really comfortable on my ears. Now they run up into this little docky thingy, which is allegedly supposed to give me 7.1 surround sound. But yeah, so that runs through behind a monitor, behind a mouse pad into my keyboard is the USB port. Now the PC, as I said, I don't know all the specs. The CPU, I believe, is an i5 6550 or 6500. The graphics card, the one that everyone cares about the most, is an MSI R9 390. So it's not top of the line, but it's certainly not at the bottom, and you know, it does its job fine. I can run most games, don't really have too much of an issue. Now, don't look at that cable management, I will get to that in a second, and I'll explain it all to you. Now, moving over to here is my Xbox setup. So obviously the Xbox One, skinned with Star Wars thing, because Star Wars is my jam. Up here I've got my charging station for my controllers, and these are my Xbox headset, which I believe is a Rig 500. Yep, Rig 500. They work excellent. I've had them for a while. They work perfectly. You can hear everyone when I play with them. Now at the back here, I know it looks a bit messy, but the reason I show you is because that's my Elgato HD60 capture card. Now, for some of you who may not either are looking at getting one or don't know how they work, basically the HDMI cable from the Xbox plugs into one side, The other side, a HDMI cable plugs into your monitor, and then there's a USB cable that comes from that through to the computer, so you can access it. Now, in order to record audio, if you want to record game chat, you've got to have what's called an Elgato link cable chat. So basically it plugs into the Elgato, plug it into your controller, then it has a splitter, so your headset goes into one end, and then this end goes into the Elgato, and that way it picks up everything that you hear through your headphones, so it can pick up your team members and your party chat, and then I just record my voice through my microphone. Fallout 4 is probably my favorite game of all time, so I just picked up these vinyls, canvases to hang up to give the room, you know, a bit of colour. And yeah, on my desk, little bits and pieces, just got some of my games that I play. Lightsaber, as I said, Star Wars is my jam. This is a proper metal lightsaber. I got this from a company called ultrasabers.com in the States. It does light up, but the batteries are flat, and it comes with a blade, etc., with sound, and it's pretty fucking sick. This is an Assassin's Creed gauntlet, which my girlfriend bought for me for Christmas, because I love Assassin's Creed, so I put it out there to, you know, let me look at something while I'm playing. Now, last thing I'll show you guys is cable management, because I know a lot of people like to see it. I know it looks really messy, but it was a lot worse before I did something about it. So up here we've got my modem router. Can't really do too much with this. The cables come out. I tried to hide them as they run down the wall in this cable sleeve. They then come down here and they go in through a hole that I put in the desk. The cables going this way are for my keyboard and monitors, which I've tried to hide, and then I've just cut a hole to pull out my cable for my keyboard. This side, same thing, tried to hide them as best I could. They come up through the hole in the desk into the cable sleeve, and underneath I've tried to hide them as best I could by putting that panel up. Things up here, I've stuck them as best I could to the roof of the desk to try and keep them off, so when I'm sitting here, don't kick anything, you can't see it, and when you stand back and look, you can't see anything. At the back here, I know it looks like a rat's nest, and I know people are going to comment and say that it's shit, but because this was an old cupboard, and I had to build this into it, as you can see, I don't have much room from the edge of the wall to the door, and when I built the shelf to put my PC on, because it doesn't fit on top of my desk, I had to line it up with the studs in the wall, and I couldn't bring it out any further because the next stud is in the corner. So that's as best I could get it. So the cables are sort of just jammed in there, but I will eventually unplug them all, fix them all up, make it neater, and probably stick them against the back of the wall. And yeah, so that's pretty much my setup. So this is where I spend most of my time, and editing, gaming, hanging out. In terms of chair, I don't have a DX Racer chair, I just have a cheap knockoff racing chair, but it does its job, works fine for me. Now I'll show you guys what it looks like without the light on. Now please bear in mind that it's Saturday morning, my house is fairly well lit with this natural daylight, so it looks a lot better at night, but as you can see, all lights up, all looks pretty, it's all beautiful, it's gorgeous. Yeah, there's no real theme. I tried to do green and red, but you know, I'm not great with colors. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks for stopping by, thanks for checking out my setup. As always, stay hungry, stay humble. I'll chat to you all in the next one. Now get the fuck out of my house.